Hello and welcome back to the channel, my fellow sleigh riders here. I am excited to be back in with Czarina Katarin and the ludicrous sleigh, and we are going to continue to stick it to the vampires. We'll hold them here and make them come out and play. So it should be fun. Play with the sleigh. I feel like this is turning into the Happy Gilmore thing where they keep rhyming and it's just really stupid. We got Boris's army too, which needs to be replenished, and then we'll head to Volksgrad and continue the fight against Wintertooth. We've got to continue to grow our income if we want to stay relevant here. We should be able to get some nice growth from that building. Get some defenses here in southern Sylvania. Start to try and secure it a little bit. The good news is I don't think there's going to be ill will here between me and the dwarf kin up in the mountains. In fact, I'd like to make friends with them so we don't have such ill will.
What brings you before the heir of Lund?
What do they want for this? What's the balance? 1,000? No way. Get on board or get out of here. We don't deal that kind of crap.
Come then. Only Sigma.
Just looking for maybe, doesn't look like we have any additional trade agreements or anything we can take on at the moment, which may have to do with the fact that we're, maybe trading all of our goods or something. I'm going to hand this off to the Empire soon enough, but I need to take Aberheim here, and there's another vampire army right there. Actually, they're probably all going to come attack me. That would be rather interesting. If I had unlocked Heart of Winter,
they will fall.
this would be pretty easy, but I have not, so be curious to see how that goes. This might end up being me getting slaughtered because they'll just move in the reinforcements. They could probably get there if they force march. So we'll see what happens in that front. But I think we're otherwise pretty well ready to move along here. We've got some unassigned skill points, though, of course. Frost Maiden, Lore of Tempest. Let's go with Biting Wind. And I think that's it. I'm going to save a little bit of cash. We do have an outpost up, the Great Orthodoxy. This seems like a risky business, if I'm being honest. I don't know about spending 2,000 building an outpost with them, because that feels like it's not going to go well. I don't think Kastouten's going to survive much more than 2 or 3 more turns, tops. We shall see. So Clan Mulder is attacking the right clan, which that's not good, because now we're going to have rats running around our Northlands as well. But we are going to defend our ally. We forged the alliance, and we will live up to it. Boy, good grief, the World Wanderers are making some good inroads just south of the Sea of Claws there into the northern parts of the Empire. Non-aggression pact sounds pretty good there. Oh boy, there are many enemies. There are many enemies. We can get burn it all, corruption. Let's just get rid of any corruption, because we probably have plenty of that going around. Looks like Wintertooth brought their army back to Volksgrad. How much? It's not a very big garrison there, and it's not a full army. I think we'll siege these guys here and see if we can force a fight. Like, try and get them to come out on open ground where I could max out my sleds. So we'll go ahead and hold these guys. I'm really kind of shocked the vampires didn't send that other army after me. I ended the turn because they just sat there and ate attrition. What in the world? Maybe they'll bring one the next turn, but I mean, they've already eaten some attrition, so I'll take it. There's a changeling down here, which I don't really appreciate being around, and we're going to need to deal with him eventually too, but we'll get to that. So Beckhofen's getting a little bit better defenses. Maybe defend Nagenhof. This is probably pointless to rebuild Mordheim with the vampires kind of right next door, but maybe I can at least keep giving them trouble. What else do I want to build? I want to put some defenses in here too. I want to try and get my defenses increased. We could certainly end up with rats behind our lines and all kinds of bad stuff. Good hosts. Yeah, let's do this growth. Okay. Go ahead and end another turn here. See what we get. Whoa! Chaos Dwarves showed up. Feels like they kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, it is just a whole bunch of goblin filth. They do have no artillery. They have one death wizard here, two death wizards. Resilience, Spirit Leech, Aspect of the Dread Knights. I mean, they have this Armor of Contempt too. That's not that good. I don't see them winning this. Like, I have a crap load of armor here. So let's fight this battle and see if we can win. All right, I've got the battle going. We're going to be fighting from multiple angles. Not going to be an easy fight to finish. I'm going to try and get my towers some attack orders. They're going to have reinforcements coming from over here in about a minute and a half. Try and do a little bit of damage to some of their towers. I don't think I'll be able to drop their tower before it gets to the wall. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to. Close, yeah, but it's not going to happen. So, nearly enough to bust down one of their towers, but not quite. That's okay. We can take on their forces in melee. I don't think they're going to be particularly effective in melee. I'm going to move a unit over here. Kind of redistribute. So I've got leaders and missile units and basically kind of a little bit of everything at every entrance. Ooh, we're going to get so close to taking that tower down, but not quite. Close, but not quite. Okay, they're using a lot of their spells and stuff. That's fine. They're going to go for my other gate over here. That's actually not fine. What is this? Armored Cassar. Let's go hold these guys here. We can build a tower here that would help us. Let's get a tower on the way. So they have started coming up the walls here. We're already beating them back in multiple places, and the auto-resolve is not particularly loving their chances. Let's move this unit over here a little bit. I don't have a unit to counter these work laborers. Are they tearing down the gates? They are not. Alright, let's go up here and defend them. They might try to tear down the gates, but we should be good one way or the other. I'll bring this guy down here to guard the gates just in case people come in. The Boyar should be a pretty significant target here. Let's take this armored Cassar. We've got some great weapon variants here as well. Yeah, I mean, it is not going well for our opponent. How did they just bypassed me here? Okay. I'm gonna get down here with this armored Cassar. Corsar. They say Corsars whenever they talk, but it drives me crazy because I know that. Where are you going? Look at this guy. Just goes up the ladder and waltzes right past me like I'm not even there. That's pretty cute. Too bad it's not going to work. Okay. Alright, so I've got units heading in to attack. We're going to give chase to this moron here who thinks he's just going to go behind my lines and capture all my capture points, but he's a Chaos Dwarf, so fortunately for me, he won't be going anywhere terribly fast. What is this? Like, you just ignore me and, like, try and scooch past me? Give him a volley. Hobgoblin archers just, like, walking past me, and I know why the AI does this, because if they do route, they route, like, further into the city. It's these kind of weird shenanigans that they pull all the time. They are trying to bash the gate down. I'm going to bring another armored Cassar down here. And we have basically beaten back our enemies over here. They were not able to get behind me. And we're going to beat them back here as well. Kind of recapture that. Alright, and then the reinforcements should be on the way now. They have a fairly sizable army coming this way, but I've got some war sleds, and I have a Zargard holding the entrance here. It's not just any Zargard, it's a Zargard with great weapon. So we'll see what these goons are up to. Okay, it looks like they're just going to waltz through my gates over here, so let's take my sleds over to give them a greeting. And I've got my Streltsy up here to hand out friendly greetings to all of these clowns as well. Might reposition that unit a little higher up on the tower there. Come on in here. Come get you some. They're going to sit back with their archers and try and shoot me, so I'm going to move out of the line of sight there. Okay, so we're going to take out that Wolf Rider. Their lord is still just running away from me, trying to get to capture points. He must be headed here. So I'm going to give a move order and start chasing him. Really know what that clown's up to. Alright, here comes some more Chaos Dwarf Warriors rolling in the door here. I'm going to put a tower up right here as well. Kill that guy. Alright, Gotrek is kind of holding the line here. And they are killing my Streltsy, which is a little bit frustrating, but even if they break through here, they're going to run short of manpower, I believe, to pull off the job, because now over here they've taken significant damage. I can take these units, and I can just start running back towards a central defense point. And they're just, yeah, over here it's just kind of some weird shenaniganry. They're still trying to break through the gates. Let's take this unit. Let's get back here and recapture whatever they're trying to take. They're trying to get through and capture points. We'll just not let them, I think, is going to be the mantra. In fact, we have extra characters here too. Let's start falling back all of these towards central points, and then let's get our sleds and kind of do some attacking here to these Chaos Dwarf Warriors. Like I said, we're going to get overrun over here. But Gotrek will do his job. I believe we have another legendary lord that we can pull in. Or hang on, we got Boris. No, just Boris. Oh yeah, we got Mother of Stankia, who could come and take over the defenses here. So that'll be actually totally fine. I feel like our Zargard should be owning these Hobgoblin sneaky gets a lot more than it is. That's okay. I'm not terribly concerned about it. Let's go over here and start wrecking these guys that are trying to get behind us. This clown's trying to get my key building here so that he can get in. I'm going to actually move on to that capture point. Well, actually, let's just shoot him in the face real quick, and then we'll attack him, because he's already going to capture it. I can't stop the capture, but I can retake it here shortly after we fill him full of lead. And then I've got these units moving back up here as well. So no longer needed over here. In fact, I can probably take all of these units now and kind of start falling back further into the city. What's going on here? I got my... I got a Boyar here fighting. He should do okay. I'm gonna pull this unit down. Alright, let's head back over here and see what we gotta do to head off the rest of this army. Let's get our light war sleds and head this way. They're gonna try and come make a capture right here. I'm gonna just give them an attack order on that. How are we doing against their hero? Just kind of ran away from me. I'm gonna continue to follow and shoot him. They've got some sneaky gets making some captures, but we'll just recapture anything that they take. They won't be able to hold it because they really don't have the numbers play here. In fact, this guy's now trapped. He can either fight me or he can get shot from 3 different angles at once.
I am the storm. Follow the bear.
All right. Open fire. Open fire. Alright, so we're shooting their lord from multiple directions, which there's no better way to shoot them from. We must have run into something here because our guys kind of stopped. I'm going to continue charging up here. Oh, our horsemen got up there. Let's go and support them. And then I have some units that were swinging over here. They got some Chaos Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. We'll have to give them some help real quick from our war sleds. Chaos Dwarf Warrior. They got some power in the vicinity. I'm gonna let my dervishes handle these archers. And we have gunned down their lord. No big surprise there. And here comes our reinforcements to redo this capture point. It looks like the leadership maybe probably gonna flail soon, I would think, for the Chaos Dwarves. Alright, the dervishes did their job. My war sleds are kind of getting bogged down here, so we need to get them moving and then come back in here. We're really getting into a bottleneck with the enemy right here. I'm gonna try and fire over here into this blob. Let's come swinging in here with our sleds. We've kind of got these guys bottled up with some infantry. Their lord came back from routing. Sure he did. Nowhere to run. You sneaky jerks. We're gonna recapture everything they took. Where's the other capture point that they snagged? Okay, well, I thought I knew where it was at. Where's this one? Okay, we're about to recapture that. Where's this one? Okay, further back here. You all come and retake that one real quick. I want to make sure that they don't have any advantages at all. Alright, our sleds got another charge in. Let's take them and charge out of that fight. The more we run over these guys, the more damage the sleds will do. So we'll try and keep them moving while our infantry holds there. These Chaos Dwarves are going to be well armored. At least their warriors will be. And we're going to try and keep the sleds moving. A lot of their units are starting to shatter. Yeah, that's it. They can't handle the leadership anymore, so they definitely did not have enough. But if they come back armed with more Chaos Dwarf warriors, this fight will get quite rough. We're going to need a lot of armored Cassars with great weapons, and we might need some Streltsy and other units like that. And then if they come with artillery, then it's going to get a lot trickier still. But let's end this one. All right, awesome. We lost Gotrek, which kind of stinks. I'm gonna steal some money and use it for some recruiting here. We got 16 devotion off of that, which is quite a lot of devotion. But I think maybe it's because they're Chaos Dwarves. I know you typically gain more devotion from fighting Chaos factions.
Are at your service.
See what old Ungrim wants here. Military access, that seems reasonable. Let's grant it. Alright, sorry, I had to turn my fan on real quick, and we've got Vlad von Karstein coming out of his hidey hole. And it's because he brought the reinforcing army. Well, it's not the one I thought it was, but he did bring a reinforcing army. We've got Strider attribute. Let's give that to Tsarina Katarin. Let's mess with these guys. If I can lure some of their units in and get them killed early by using some bear baiting, then we should be in good shape here. Alright, I've got the battle underway. I'm going to kind of take my elite crew here, my more mobile crew. This is a little bit risky because there are Hex Wraiths, which probably are faster than me. This Vargulf's faster than me. Isabella is way faster than me. The Vargeist are considerably faster, but we do have some mobile firepower, and basically I'm going to start trying to bait some of their units over to me by parking my sleds within firing range and seeing who we can lure to their death. And I've brought these other characters here. You know, the cat, the knight, or Jon Snow. I brought all these characters up here so that if they do catch me, I can give them a little bit of pain for their trouble. Like make them wish that they hadn't caught me. They have some freaking Sylvanian crossbows, of course. But let's go ahead and continue to harass them. They have reinforcements that won't arrive for... actually, I may actually take these units back over here because I want those Hex Wraiths and other units to follow me. Okay, Isabella took the bait.
It is my path.
That's perfect. I can't slow her down while she's in the air, but we can sure damage the crap out of her. She's falling back already. Let's turn around and keep her attention. Get her. Get her. Shoot her. She heals a lot, so if we can start lowering her hit points now, that would be a huge go-get for us. I'm actually going to swing through over to this other side, so I'm going to roll my... This is risky. This move right here is a little bit risky, because those Hex Wraiths are quicker than me. But again, we're going to attempt to draw these units. Plus, I'm falling away from where the reinforcements are coming onto the screen. And I'm giving myself a good retreat lane back to my army, which I have corner camped. So basically, I'm going to shoot up the vampires try and bait their key units into a pursuit, and then punish them. Come on, Isabella, come get you some. Okay, it looks like they're taking the bait again. I can slow down the Hex Wraiths, and I probably should, because they're going to gain ground on me, and they'll hit me with Frostbite if they catch me, so I slowed them down, and it was not enough. That is really frustrating. Alright, just continue to fall back. Fall back, fall back. Just run away. We actually aren't going to be able to run away. Alright, sorry, I'm going to pause it just real quick. Everybody turn around. And do I have magic? I do have magic detect, so I'm going to take the Hex Race. Let's pull the sleds through. I've got Jon Snow and my other characters turning around to meet Isabella. She's going to head back in the air, probably. I should be able to crush the Hex Race with the sled because of the magic attacks. And then I have this as well. Oh my god, Isabella kind of bottled up at the moment. We're a little bit ahead of their help, so we're still in an okay position here. Katarin's going to need some heals, but we can get her in just a minute. I can summon this cat here too. We're going to fall back here. We're going to force some fire in there to support her. Isabella's getting overwhelmed, and she's now crumbling. So we were able to hold the Hex Wraith. So again, though, this is good because we can take out Isabella. We can take out these Hex Wraiths. And take out the Vargeist. Like, there's multiple units we can get here. Right now, no survival. Isabella is healing like crazy. It won't be enough to save her, and unfortunately, Tsarina Katarin, of course, got mulched pretty hard in here with the Vargeist and those Hex Wraiths. That's not entirely surprising. Those are very good armor-piercing units. Alright, we got rid of Isabella. Now we're going to fall back and heal some of these units. That is my magic cat, so we're not really super concerned about it. But hey, that was a very worthwhile venture. The reinforcements are coming, so like I said, let me fall back. There's a Vargulf coming, actually. Don't fall back. We gotta harry that Vargulf and take it out of the fight. Let's just get these units right here together. And let's pop a Salik's Blessing there. That Vargulf is quite fast. It's faster than we are, so we'll want to keep a pace of it. And do our best to build distance. This is our real cat there. The magical one just disbanded or crumbled, whatever you want to call it. They've got a White King following us as well. I've got a White King on my shelf. I built one for tabletop. It's a pretty sweet model. Alright, there we go. So we did our job. We led the vampires over. I'm going to drop a slow here. Kind of get them off hot pursuit, and then they're going to eat nothing but a face full of pistol fire. I wish I had a Druzina present so we could also... Can't they increase ammunition? The Golden Knight is anti-infantry, so it won't necessarily do spectacular against this White King, but we can... I can back up, let my... Oh, my Streltsy got a really good volley. I'm going to back up just a little bit more here, too. Let's come over here and help finish off that White King who went diving straight into our units there. And I'm going to take my sleds back out for another joyride and go see... Ooh, there's a dragon over here. Let's go see if we can drum up a dragon. So I'm going to go out bear baiting again. So we have killed a lot of really critical units for the vampires at this point. And their White King making a strange decision here. Let's get some close-ups here. Look at that. He's frozen, so he can't move. Kind of lock him into place and beat the ever-loving crap out of him here. Meanwhile, let's go see if we can get the attention of that dragon and those bats. Bring my cat over here because we might need some reinforcements. Same thing, I'm going to pull these units over here. Alright, so far so good. I'll bring the sled in case we catch up to the infantry, and then I need to put another heal on Tsarina Katarin anyway. Alright, so they've got a Vampire Lure of Shadows, multiple bat units, Vlad, and a Vampire Dragon that we need to take out. Let's see if we can get the dragon's attention. I'm going to target him and then start running. The bats, though, again, considerably faster than us. Alright, I got some shots on the dragon. Again, I'm just gonna try and gather his attention. Put some armor-piercing shots into him. Oh yeah, nice volley right there. Real good volley. Fall back just ever so much more. Let's bring Tsarina Katarin up here so I can put a heal on her. I need to probably bring this sled over there for heals as well. Alright, we've got their attention. They are pursuing. So let us fall back, and here comes the blessing. Boom, right there. And fall back. Fall back to the Alamo. We are not going to turn around and fight. I can't slow these units because they are in the air, but if they do hit the ground, I can use Tsarina Katarin's ice magic. I'm gonna just kind of pull all the way through this formation, try and drag the vampires up into the formation. And then I'll leave. Oh yeah. We just took out the shadow vampire character there. I'm gonna get my skirmishers targeting that dragon. Tsarina Katarin targeting the dragon. It's gonna do a breath attack on some of my archers. That's not surprising, but the dragon is being pelted now by an extraordinary amount of skirmish fire. So the vampires have screwed up big time. The bear baiting is a very effective tactic against an aggressive AI. Very effective tactic. Now, the biggest threat we have left is Vlad. Fortunately, I have at my disposal a very powerful anti-infantry character in the form of the Golden Knight here. In fact, I'm going to bring that Golden Knight back over here, and I'm going to get my last heal out here. Let's hold our fire. We might need some of that ammunition. Let's try and lure in this other vampire. And let's fall back now, get our sleds back behind the line. We've got that vampire's interest. Again, we're just trying to drag these units in early. Those Sylvanian crossbows are annoying. Let's reline our guns and our bows. Okay, so we've got our units safely back behind our lines. I'm hoping my Ice Guard can outrange those Sylvanian crossbows, but the Sylvanian crossbows stopped short of my main line, so we'll just leave them be for the moment. And we're gonna let the horde of vampires hit our line, and our line should be able to hold them. Yeah, it looks like we're doing well. We've got a Grave Guard coming through right here, though. Put a few shots in the Grave Guard. Okay, let's bring the Golden Knight and Jon Snow and Tsarina Katarin up to hit Vlad. And we'll use Tsarina Katarin to keep bouncing into these infantry blobs after we put an initial hit on Vlad. Kind of knock him out of that fight. Alright, Skeleton Warriors. And we're going to use the Frozen ability here on Vlad, kind of pin him out there. We're going to see, this is going to be interesting. Vlad is extremely tough, but we are going to use the Golden Knight against him, which should be tailor-made against something such as Vlad. And again, I'm going to just let Tsarina Katarin zoom in and out of this fight, racking up kills. There is a huge horde of vampires breaking against our lines. Let's bring our war sleds over to do a little bit of sleigh riding here as well. We are making good progress on Vlad. And let's take a hit right here. Oh yeah, Vlad's getting... He's fighting hard, but he's... Even with all of his healing, he's getting chopped up pretty good here. Like, the Golden Knight is well suited. And again, you guys just got to remember just how tough Vlad is. Like, he is an exceptional duelist. Alright, my war sled's got a good charge here to kind of relieve this line over here, which is under heavy, heavy pressure. Let's see if we can pull the war sleds through. I'm going to turn the fire at will back on. And I'm going to push, 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 see if we can kind of plow our way through here. trying to get those crossbowmen a little bit more dead there as well.
People's ruler.
They're not dead enough for a vampire army because they're actually alive. My Ice Guard are still firing away into here. I can run them into melee as needed. I'm going to actually go ahead and take this unit into melee. We are holding just fine over here. The fight against Vlad is super tough. But, I mean, all things considered, that's going very well for me.
Choke on ice.
Alright, our sleds managed to pull through. So they kind of cracked the enemy line. I've slowed them down, and now Tsarina Katarin's coming in with the Sleigh, so it's about to get real. The vampires are crumbling.
Execute them.
So I did not expect that they would be able to win this, and we were able to prove it here. Successful bear baiting. Wow. Vlad was starting to really shred Jon Snow, but the Golden Knight, not so much. Not so much. Wow, the Golden Knight put up an epic fight there. I'm curious to look at the damage on some of my units. Look at the Golden Knight here. Got some hits on Isabella and Vlad. Only 1 kill, but dealt 2,400 damage. That is impressive. Daz's Hearthblades didn't get a lot of value, but we're racking up the kills. And if I look at some of these other units here, the Ice Guard did some pretty good damage considering it wasn't spending most of the battle actually firing at anything. Same thing with the Brawlers and the Akshina Ambushers, but I mean, let's take a look at the sleds. 1161, 2084, 1836, 2328, and 2382. And then Tsarina Katarin, 2100. So we got some units capable of some major damage. I do want to take whatever little replenishment we can get because we are in enemy territory and there are other enemy armies around. So we'll need to take everything we can get. And then it looks like that Wintertooth wants to fight us as well. So I welcome this opportunity. We got Carlos here. Probably Carlos Santana. I mean, since we're having like a pop thing on our side with Beyond Sleigh, I have to assume this is Carlos Santana, no doubt. So we'll probably get some insane guitar solos or something of that order here. So here we go. Well, I certainly appreciate all of the snow already on the ground. It'll certainly make it a little bit easier on our sleds. You don't have to imagine as much magic for them. I'm going to let my sleds do some initial damage to the enemy force and pull them our direction. It looks like the chariot-mounted Carlos Santana is chasing us. Is he chariot-mounted? Yes. He is riding the good old Chaos Chariot, so he would be very effective against infantry were we to let him get into his element. But we're not going to allow that. Again, I'm going to use my sleds for max bear baiting here. Make the enemy angry. I love bear sleds. This is one of my favorite things about Kislev. They're like one of the most versatile units for Kislev. They get out there, they do the skirmishing and the damage. They're not particularly fast. They are deadly to infantry, and they are deadly to single entity targets. It forces the enemy to be able to defend against it or to just take tremendous damage. And usually it's take tremendous damage. Now there are occasions where enemy might be fairly well suited to busting back the sleds, like if you're up against some factions who have like long range or armor piercing missiles, something like that. Like this would be harder to pull off against the Druki for obvious reasons. Again, this can go south in certain occasions, but typically goes well for us. Now I'm going to pull away from the main line here because I don't want to obstruct the clean gun line here. We want to be able to just dump bullets into our enemies, kind of like this, so like you can see those Norscan warhounds being the demonstration. I don't see any like real heavy units here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and charge through this line and put a charge into these Marauder Javelins. This should disrupt the enemy charge here as well, and then speaking of disrupt the enemy charge, I'll slow them down further. Alright, we're going to just plow on through this and get into the enemy back lines, keep moving so that they can't hit me with a bunch of javelins. Our pistol line was now able to do some pretty severe damage. I actually need my bears over here. Let's actually swap out. Actually, let's get Boris into that fight. Let's pull the Mordheim Beowulfs out of that. Let's switch the bears over there, and then let's send in the Watchman. Oh my gosh, Boris just took an absolute chunk out of that guy. That was insane. No stopping Boris. And then I want to pull this unit over to where it can do better damage against infantry. It's just better suited there. Let's finish off their leader with a Death Frost. And throw a little shade out here. Alright, I've got my sleds headed back here for a rear charge. Basically, we just got to finish off the enemy infantry here. And that shouldn't be too challenging. The Mordheim Beowulfs are chewing through that Marauder Great Weapon, and they can now punch through the lines and start hunting down the enemy skirmishers. Our sleds managed a rear charge there and broke the far left flank. And we're going to keep spinning up here. Our Kislevite warriors doing a pretty good job holding against some rather large odds at the moment. Alright, let's get our gents into there. We have a special bombardment ability here with this as well. I don't know if it hurts friendlies. If it does, then rest in pepperonis to my own troops there, but it doesn't look like it did. Alright, let's go get these Marauder Hunter Javelins over here. And the Beowulfs are in a target-rich environment. I'm gonna pull up the info tab. Yeah, they got 63 kills, and that should climb rather quickly. There's still a few enemies on this flank. Let's take our Frost Maiden over here. See if we can encourage some of these units to leave us alone.
I am the storm.
Alright, the Beowulf's getting a good chunk of all those hunters. Let's turn around there. Another regrouping. Well, actually, let's go run a rear charge and then we'll deal with these guys. Because we've almost dealt with this flank. Boris and the Bears. Man, Boris absolutely owned right here. That was insane, man. He chopped down that chieftain in a big hurry. Now, he is anti-large, and he was on a chariot, so chieftain found himself in a bad place. Mordheim Beowulfs are up over 100 kills and climbing quickly. And then our chariots here have served as an excellent skirmisher cav, melee cav, single, like small entity counts. Like, I mean, they're so good. Like, just cannot overstate the usefulness of bear sleds, and the heavy war sleds, of course, even more dangerous. Again, not the fastest things ever, but with the right magic support from Kislev, just brutally powerful. We were able to absolutely maul the Norskins here, and we're gonna send them routing with heavy losses. Like, there's no way that they're going home and telling any good stories about the things that happened today. So I'll see you back on the campaign map. All right, we're headed back through our turn end. I took a little bit of replenishment for Boris. It wasn't going to be much. Gotrek got wounded, so we have to call in a new lord here, and I think obviously we want to call in Mother Ostankia. I don't know if we've reset her skill tree. We did, so I can use this skill tree to get Reassuring Presence, Fervent, Draft Master, and then most importantly here, Quartermaster, because that reduces their spend, and we can get her Lightning Strike and Renowned and Feared. Mother Ostankia will be a powerful leader here, a very powerful feeler. So, leader, sorry. Gotrek's wounded, but we get to keep Felix for now, so that's handy. He can write stories about Mother Ostankia. Alright, so speaking of Mother Ostankia, we are going to need to build up her army a little bit. Since we could have Chaos Dwarves coming, as much as I don't like the upkeep on the Zargard, they do make a lot of sense. It is considerably less upkeep for Armored Cassars with great weapons, but they're also considerably less powerful. So I'm thinking we should get a couple of these guys to help with the garrison, and then I might go ahead and call upon... The bear sleds were super useful even in the settlement. And I'll get a couple more of these cheaper to maintain units, but that way we do have some heavy hitters. And sure enough, I told you the Skaven would be here to annoy us right when we didn't need them to be. And that is precisely where they're at. I don't have an army there to face them at the moment. So they're going to be annoying. They won't come and attack our larger settlements, probably. Yeah, what an annoying army. I gotta go deal with that. Kislev is pretty well defended, but I don't know if we can fight off the Skaven there. And no doubt they're gonna come over here to Zavastra. And I don't know if I can stop them at Zavastra, and I'm way too far south here to intervene at the moment. Let's see here. It says we're gonna take medium casualties, but I don't think we're gonna actually lose any units. I'm gonna go ahead and take over at Aberheim, and again, I'm gonna turn this stuff over to my Empire allies to let them finish this, because I really want them to finish the vampires, but I need to replenish on this turn in. So on the next turn, I'll give some territory to the Golden Order here and see if they can help kind of clean up this area, because I really need this army, if at all possible, to head back north to help in this onslaught of Skaven. But fortunately, our income is also popping up right now, so that's good news. I wonder if we could...
Boris Ursus himself.
If we can push hard here with Boris, wondering whether or not we can turn up a surrender, but that's also going to leave us having to defend against other flanks for the Chaos Dwarves, so we're definitely going to need more troops over here. I hadn't expected to see the Chaos Dwarves here. They sent that army fleeing. They must have come underground, I guess? Yeah, I guess they came from underground. I don't know certain how they pulled that off, but anyway, it's a good episode, though we do have a lot going on. I kind of feel like we need another army, even if it's just a cheap army to help garrison stuff around here against the Skaven, because like Prague, for instance, is going to be needing help potentially, and we've got to finish off Wintertooth, and this is probably a Skaven settlement over here. Kislev can be upgraded, though. We have the cash for it. Let's go ahead and throw that upgrade there. It's going to take 6 turns. Beckhofen, well, the Skaven are close. I don't know how safe Beckhofen is. Probably not terribly, but we could try to increase the defenses at Beckhofen. I almost think we could... If we build the right buildings, we could have some decent recruitment within a couple of turns and try and maybe raise an army there, because Kislev can hold its own. Prague's within striking distance of this army with Boris. We're going to finish Lightning Strike. So we've got Lightning Strike. Let's take a look at our Frost Maiden. This was supposed to be... Was this going to be Slayer Swift, I think? I think so. I think we need to rename this Frost Maiden. I think this is going to be... Or Slayer Swift, something like that. Don't sue me in real life here. Yes, Slayer Swift. I don't know. I don't have a title for it. I can't even like what is the title that we give it anyway. I don't. Here, I'll just put some question marks. You all help me with the title. I don't know what kind of title to give someone with this type of name. I'm not exactly into this world, but I'm sure you all can help me come up with something creative. Anyway, I feel like we have done our duty for this episode, but boy, we have some interesting stuff. We've got a huge rat pack here. We've got way more Wintertooth to knock out. We really need to wrap up this fight against the vampires and wrap it up soon. So as soon as I end the turn and replenish this army some where I can move along, I think that we are going to head back north with Tsarina Katarin and leave the Empire to win this war. That always feels a little bit risky, but that's just what we're going to have to do. We don't have another choice but to let the Empire handle it. We lost a unit here as well. What was it? They took away one of my sleds. How pleasant.
Kneel before your queen.
Oh, pretty soon, when we get that upgrade, so it's 2 turns to get a sled globally. I don't want to do that right now. And we only have just this unit left once we get to enough capacity, so could look at allied recruitment and maybe grab something real quick. I hate losing a sled, but it's only stuff from the Reichland, and honestly, I don't love these options. I mean, I could throw an Empire Knight, but they're not particularly useful outriders. I mean, an outrider could kind of ride with my sleds, or a pistolier. It's not quite as effective as the sleds, but I mean, we could do that for a couple of turns. We'll just put an outrider in here, like I said, just for a couple of turns. And I will see you on the next episode. HeirofCarthage, signing out.